First off, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Give honors to those apostles and elders from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that you guys may be sealed soon. With that, this your brother Dawaba from the branch of GMS here in Chicago. Coming right back at you with a little lesson. And as you see on my phone screen here, I got Dabu 7. And the title of his lesson is People Trapped and Injured. Powerful Earthquake Hits Japan. Explosion at Kumamoto Mall. Train derailed. So, he showing a clip of what's happening over in Japan with this earthquake. Now I'm going to play this. And then there's a 30-second clip I'm going to play after this from First Coast News. And now we always talk about earthquakes, and most earthquakes are measured by magnitude. That's always what I've known, like 3.5, 4.0, 7.0, whatever the case may be. So I've really ever known earthquakes to be measured by a magnitude. The higher the number, the stronger the earthquake is. The more devastation it could cause, the more chaos and destruction it can cause. But this guy is going to mention something that caught my attention. And I'm going to mention it to you, brothers. You learn something every day when you're in this truth. And I'm going to sit up here and he said the earthquake was 10 kilometers shallow, 10 kilometers deep. So when he said that, I didn't know what that meant. So I looked it up. So I'm going to play it first. And then I'm going to sit up here and, get what that means. And then I'm going to pull a few scriptures. So with that, I'm going to get the Copyright Act of 1976. I'm not using this for no financial gain or no money. I'm just using this for educational purpose with Dabu 7. So I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to play 30 seconds of that other video. Not even probably 30 seconds. But here we go.
This is Dabu 7. Overnight, we had a pretty massive earthquake rock southern Japan, and a bunch of swarming has kicked up since then, and we've got a ton of damage done. You can see the trains that have been derailed. They have a lot of people that are trapped inside of homes. Different homes have collapsed. They're on fire, as you can see right here in this clip. And we have a major event that's going down at the local Aeon Mall. We have fire and disaster management agency officials saying that people are trapped inside of this mall. This is in Kumamoto in Kashima Town. There's also word of an explosion that took place when this all went down. Blew out one of the side walls. They believe 20 to 30 people are accounted for inside of the shopping mall. Details to the situation still unclear, but we know that there's a lot of people trapped in a lot of different areas. You can also see some of the parts of the bridges have collapsed. And with these quakes, it's not always about the magnitude, but it's about exactly where they hit. And this one hit in an area near a fault line that they say is active that could continue to produce ongoing earthquakes here. So we've got this disaster with power outages, people trapped, trains derailed, buildings collapse, and everything else in Japan. Prayers going out to everyone that needs them. A shout out to Silver Sailor that's over there and everyone else. I will update on X and join me for the live show Monday.
So that's all we need. We don't need no more. He about to close out. But now I'm finna play this other video. So as you see over in Japan, they had a pretty strong earthquake that happened. You got people trapped in the malls. You had some trains derailed. You got a few power outages. So far I haven't heard any deaths, but it's possible that can come too. So, but either way it goes, now I want to sit up here and get this First Coast News before I play it. Before I play this, I'm going to get the Copyright Act of 1976. I'm not using this for no financial gain, just teaching and educational purposes. As you see, this is called First Coast News. It says large earthquake in Japan. I'm going to sit up here and let it play. Like I said, I'm going to let maybe about 15 to 30 seconds play. I just want him to make a point, and then I'm going to get some scriptures and make a point.
7.1 magnitude earthquake in Kumamoto, Japan here on Tuesday, and some very serious damage from this. It was a very shallow quake, only 10 kilometers deep, so right near the surface, but there is some significant
So
damage.
I'm gonna let him say that one more time.
7.1 magnitude earthquake in Kumamoto, Japan here on Tuesday, and some very serious damage from this. It was a very shallow quake, only 10 kilometers deep, so right near.
So y'all heard what he said. He
Surface.
said it's a very shallow quake. When he said it was only 10 kilometers deep, I never heard that before. So I've heard many things when it comes to earthquake about the damage, about the magnitude, about the area of damage that it covered, but I never heard anyone say it's only 10 kilometers deep and it was shallow. And so I looked it up. It caught my attention. So with that, let me sit up here and go to it. So first things first, I'm going to sit up here and go here. It says earthquakes with a 10-kilometer depth are classified as shallow focus event, which often experience strong surface shaking or serve as a default fixed depth. Now, when you go into the characteristics, it says shallow classification occur within the Earth's brittle crust of 0 to 70 kilometers range. Fixed depth default, frequently assigned by monitoring agents like the U.S. Geological Survey, with local station data is insufficient to compute a precise focal depth. Now, I sit up here and read this part, but it still didn't give me what I really wanted. So I went a little down, and it told me this. So it says, so if we don't know the depth, 10 kilometers is a reasonable guess. The USG used to use 33 kilometers, but increased understanding indicates that 10 kilometers is more likely. Some areas like subduction zones are known to have many earthquakes much deeper than 10 kilometers. So let's go a little further. It says, now here's what it is. It says, what is worse, a shallow or deep earthquake? Shallow focused earthquakes occur more often than deeper ones. About 75% of the total energy released from earthquakes is from shallow focused ones. Unfortunately, the shallower an earthquake, the more damage it can produce at the surface. Intermediate and deep focused earthquakes are rarely destructive. So guess what that means? So the deeper the earthquake, the less damage it does. So just think, a 10-kilometer earthquake is what? Maybe about 6.5 miles, 6.7 miles, somewhere in that mix. So when it's 6.7 miles, a 10-kilometer earthquake could do some damage. But just think if it's 1 mile below the earth. That's even worse. So the damage could be unimaginable. So the shallower the earthquake, the more damage it does. And like I said, this is something new to me. I never knew it. We always talk about magnitudes and stuff like that. This is a little different. So with that, I'm just going to grab a few scriptures, because, the Lord is visiting the world, man. The Lord is visiting the world, man. We sit up here and tell you fools, man. It's time to get y'all ass right. Second Ezra 9. I'm sitting up here messing it all up. This is Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest parts of the sign pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and we're seeing a lot of earthquakes lately, quite a few of them in Japan. We got quite a few of them here in our country too. And not only that, here in Chicago, we have been hit with not only high heat, but tornadoes too, man. Yesterday we was hit with one, and I seen brothers post. I think I seen some brothers. No, it was a young lady at my job. She sit up here and showed me a video of Hazel Crest. It was destroyed, man. A lot of the apartments there was tore apart. I'm talking about the roofs. I'm talking about the brick structures. I'm talking about a lot of these apartments were tore apart, man. So understand, man. The weather patterns in a lot of these states here in Chicago, Texas, over in Japan, over in other countries, man, it's been really, really drastic, And I was looking at the weather pattern for the next week, starting Friday. We've been getting a lot of rain, man, and it's been raining heavy. A lot of things been going on in here in Illinois or Chicago mostly. It's been really, really, the Lord is turning up, man. Get your head out your ass, man, because things is about to turn up hard, man. The economy, these earthquakes, the rain, the heat, tornadoes, All this stuff is turning up. It says, this is 2nd Esdras 9 and 4. It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things, that the things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So all these things were already, all this stuff was already mapped out before the earth was even began. Everything was already planned. Everything was already set before we were born, before the earth was made. Everything was already set. And guess what's happening? Everything is playing out. You know, these earthquakes, the uproars of the people, these tsunamis, these tornadoes, hurricanes, you know, mudslides, sinkholes. You know, let's not talk about the freezing weather that's happening, all these wildfires that's everywhere. All this, man, hey, look, things is picking up, man. Things is picking up, and people playing fucking games. You know, this is 2nd Esdras, my fault, 16 is where I want to go. This 2nd Esdras 16, you know what? It's somewhere around 30, so I'm just gonna go there. This 2nd Esdras 16 and 37. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in her 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth. Great pains compass her womb, which pain when the child cometh forth. They slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack that come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So, hey, my thing is, hey, plagues, man, things that sit up here and cause straight nothing but distress. Plagues ain't just sicknesses and diseases. Plagues could be anything that causes destruction, distress. That should have caused hella discomfort. And what causes destruction and distress and discomfort? Hey, these earthquakes, these tsunamis, the heat, the cold weather, you know, when it's severe. And when it's just ongoing and ongoing and ongoing. You know, we've been catching heat waves and all sorts of stuff, man. The Lord is tired of you fucking people. And he's about to sit up here and destroy this place. He is measure thou the time diligently in itself. And we see the signs. You know, you fools out here playing around and playing games and just think things are happening just because, man. Global warming and all this other shit. No, man, the Lord is visiting this place. Everything is of the Lord. Everything. No matter if Esau is using his harp weapon or whatever the fuck he's doing. Everything is of the Lord. Point blank, period. Hey, this place, man, about to get fucked up, man. Fucked up royally, too. And people still playing around, still playing games. You know, let me go here. Where was I trying to? Ecclesiastes is where I want to go. Ecclesiasticus. What is it? Is it 39? Yeah, I think it's 39. This is it. Yeah, this is Ecclesiastes 39 and 28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of the wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and swords punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when the time is come, they shall not transgress his word. But it says fire and hail, famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. So, hey, weather patterns, all earthquakes, all this stuff, man, that destroys, man, all these are spirits. The Lord put a spirit on everything, man, and it's going to cause what? Nothing but destruction. You know, death angels, man, coming to fuck this place up. And he about to do the grandest job ever, you know. And this is what, and this is the news we report, you know. The men of the Lord, we sit up here letting you know what's going on. We telling you, man, we giving you straight, uncut, and raw. And whether you hear it or bear, fuck you, it don't really matter to me. I'm just praying that the Lord sit up here and accept my sacrifice. And I pray that I don't be a part of the pain and the suffering and the chaos and destruction that's coming. You know, so with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to those apostles and elders from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that you guys may be sealed soon. And with that, I always say stay prayed up, brothers. Pray for each other because we almost up out of here. So with that, I like to say Kwam Yasharella and a Baba Ball and Anya Habatham Malakim. Shalom.